Rolling. Scene 3.1, take 1.
The dude is all getting an over the shoulder shot.
Left at the mall 'cause your mama forgot.
This is what it looks like when you're trying to make it look like day when it's really night.
Pull back mirror, curly, curly. We cannot show this guy.
Like the city, but Amanda is hoping that probably you can do it from over there instead of here. Like Matthew, can you do the drone shot from over there? Like no. Like even.
Kicked out on the first day of your new job. I know it hurts so bad. Let it go, let it go. You'll be better off without our breaks. Let it go, let it go.
Do you have any boiled dumplings and stew chicken?
Divorce at 39 and she took all the cash. I know it hurts. Let it go.
Hey everyone, it's Amanda and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the long-awaited behind-the-scenes video for my short film, Deadline. If you guys have not watched Deadline already, please go ahead and watch it because there will be spoilers in this video and I want everybody to understand. And if you haven't watched it already, I just don't want you guys to, get any spoilers. In this video, I will be talking about everything that it took for me to make this film. At least it was a really small, kind of no budget film.
Just another sun.
So the first thing is the message of the film. So Deadline is a play on words that I ended up putting together after I wrote the film. I did not name the film at first. The lessons that I had learned over the past year are lessons in relation to time management, lessons in relation to I don't know, like with the whole pandemic thing, because I did write this in the pandemic. I basically realized that I wasted time on a lot of stuff. I didn't do what I really needed to be doing. Like I was grinding, I was working hard, but there were still certain things that were more important. And I'm not saying that Michelle is me in any way, but it is definitely based on the people around me and the situations that I'm familiar with. In a sense, I see a lot of comments saying,
"Oh, did you base Michelle off of me because she seems so organized and hardworking and this and that?"
Michelle is not based off of me. She's a physical manifestation of this hustle culture mindset that we all have. And I think I just wanted to display, what kind of happens when we're feeding too much into ourselves and not necessarily the important situations that we're experiencing or don't even know that we're experiencing or missing out on. The purpose of the film now, I did write it for my college portfolio, but I had this big writer's block in March and April. I had the idea in my head already, but I didn't even know that it would become the film for my portfolio. I think I started writing it in May, June. Yes, that's June, July, August, September. Yeah, I was writing it for around 5 months because I wasn't very disciplined. I wasn't as disciplined as I was in writing this one as I was with the last film that I wrote. Not that it got produced or anything, but I did write a film before this and I was much more disciplined. Nevertheless, we persevered draft after draft after draft. There's like 6 different drafts of the film. So from the very beginning, this is the first person that helped me out with this film. So Johan is basically the UPM on my film. He is the unit production manager. He literally has helped me with all aspects of production. I'm not even kidding, which I will get into. So I think we were just talking one day and he was just like, you need to write it and you need to do it and whatever. He's always on my back and I know he's gonna watch this and be like, hell yes. But yeah, I wrote it, I think it was like 6-7 pages and then I got it down to 4, and then the story itself wasn't enough. I didn't have the mother's like part in there as you see it now. I think I had Michelle chasing after time, like he randomly disappears, and that's where the hole in my story was. I would not have realized that until I sent it to Kurt and Kevin, who you guys see in the credits of the film, who are kind of like really important in terms of just getting my story right, at least. So thank you guys. They gave their suggestions and their critique of it, and I didn't use everybody's suggestions, of course, because it's my film, I'm writing it, but it's really helpful to get different stances on it. Then I think I let my parents read it towards the end of figuring out the final story. I had already been through this process before, so I knew that stress was involved or would be involved if I didn't do things in the right way, which is why I mapped out September, October and November so that I could film sometime in November. And it was the most stressful 2 months of my life. Yeah, between October and November we secured locations, and can I tell you, hardest thing ever to do, because at first I was gonna rent out an Airbnb for a day and a half because the production time was 2 days long. People just either didn't want their apartments to be filmed, or the rates were kind of weird, or the check-in times were weird. Thank God we did find an apartment to use, and that was where you see Michelle's room and her kitchen and everything that you see in the film. And then we got another location to use in Stony Hill, and we drove up there on the second day to shoot that. While I started that locations process, even though nothing was confirmed yet, I knew I had to have that first, so that when I put out the casting call, which I initially didn't want to be posted on any casting websites or casting Instagram pages, but at the end of the day I did have to do it just because I needed the best chance at finding the right person to audition. And the auditions, it was so hard finding time. First of all, casting time was the hardest thing I've ever seen. I had some really amazing performances done over Zoom calls, might I add, because COVID time I couldn't physically do it. I didn't want to risk it. So
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Great. So you ready?
Yes. All right.
yeah, Thursday morning latest.
All right. Okay.
Thank you so much for coming in.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Have a good evening.
After days of deliberation, I decided to go with Darion just because he, and you guys will see it in the film, he never breaks character, and he came and gave this performance that blew me away. And then with casting Danger, now that was like a totally different situation. I had asked Danger in advance because I had her in mind, not necessarily to play the part, but I knew that she was good at what she does, so I wanted her to audition. But then the other thing was that I got this amazing performance from somebody and they didn't end up being able to shoot it, so I was recommended to somebody else who also wasn't able to shoot it, and then I was recommended to somebody else who wasn't able to shoot it. So by the time that Danger answered me, it ended up working out where, you know, she could play Michelle, and she ended up doing what I feel was like a pretty good job of the character. That's pretty much how we got our cast. Now my crew was kind of to be decided. It's actually pretty funny. It's a pretty funny story because I've had all of these conversations with friends that I've made because I love film or photography, and we've always joked around on working on something together, but I did not think it would happen this soon. So there comes in Kyle, who it would be my like cinematographer. You guys see him in the credits also, as well as Matthew Campbell. We got Matthew all the time, every time. You guys can check out his YouTube with the drone footage and with the assistant camera. Okay, so editing wise, oh my gosh, I had full days, and when I say full days, I mean I got like an hour of sleep every day for a week. I had school from 7 in the morning to like 3 in the afternoon, and then from 3 until like 9 o'clock sometimes I'd have meetings, and from 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock the following day I was editing. Let's keep in mind my machine was running very slow because I use it for everything. So I'm running out of space, I'm running out of this, I'm running out of that. The final cut is crashing on me. All of those things, all of those things are things you encounter when you're working towards a a deadline. I wanted to do all of these magical things with the colors and different stuff like that, but that's just not how life is. I think that editing wise, the one thing that I really wanted to work on more and wish I had the time to work on more before I released the film was the audio. I am very self-conscious about my audio editing abilities, and I am aware that for the film I think there are some parts that could have been paced better in terms of my what little I know about sound design. I think that I didn't need to use a lot of music in certain places, and I definitely should have turned down the sounds of the notifications. I don't know how I missed that. I thought I turned them down, but as I said, that machine was making me crazy. So I didn't even know what I did from what I didn't do. And that's the other thing. I wish I had made a master list. If you guys know what Tumblr is and you know what master lists are on that app or that website, it's like this big list of resources and things that you need to do. And I wish I had made one for myself so that I knew each nook and cranny and could check them and double check them and triple check them, but we will do that next time. So yeah, I edited a 5-minute version to go to film school and an 8-minute version to post. The resolution actually was not in the submission to film school, it just ends at her breaking down. So yeah, now we await the results of that. But I was so moved by the response, and I did want the response that I got, but I wasn't of course expecting it. It was my first time doing this, and I didn't think that it would touch so many people. Somebody called me and sent voice notes, and they were literally crying and saying how they didn't expect that turn of events and everything, and talking about the concept of time and the message that really was supposed to be brought across for the film. And I am so proud of myself and the work of the team and the work of the actors, because we were able to pull that message off, and because we were able to strike so many people and do what I hope made a difference in people's lives. Because I, as a filmmaker, that's really what I want to do. Tell a Jamaican story is one thing and impact people is the other. And that impact really was overwhelming to me. I couldn't understand it at first, but yeah, it was really the best feeling. And watching my name, even though I edited it, watching my name appear on the credits, like written and directed by Amanda Whylie, was something I was just like, whoa. It's real. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for sticking around this long. I mean, this channel has gone through so many ages and phases and stages, and I am so happy for the response that Deadline got. I'm really grateful that it got done. Big thanks to my parents as well, because transport and all those things provided by them. That's how I did it. That's how I did a short film. Was not an easy task at all. Days and months and weeks of preparation, but we did it. But yeah, that is pretty much it for the video. You know, I've probably said that by now in many different ways. I'm so happy that you guys are here, and yeah, definitely see you guys in the next one. God knows it's late right now and your girl's gotta go to bed so she can get up and go and do some stuff in the morning. Bye guys.